The X-ray imaging spectrometer mission, XRISM, completed its thermal vacuum test in August. The thermal vacuum test was conducted in a space chamber simulating the vacuum and thermal environment in orbit. The test confirmed that the satellite functions properly. XRISM is scheduled to begin operations in 2023. Please stay tuned for updates on XRISM working in orbit. Coordination of helicopters and drones is the key to safe and efficient disaster response operations. For the flight test, a reconnaissance flight trajectory and its surrounding operation volume along a landmark was planned. On the test day, the helicopter flew in the area of Otsuki, using Chuo Expressway and Kawaguchiko landmarks. Pilots and researchers could successfully confirm the current position of the helicopter and its operation volume utilizing the onboard DNet system. The flight test verified the trajectory prediction and operation volume design concept for helicopter disaster response operations. On September 7th, Consortium for Satellite Earth Observation was established as an industry, academia, government united community for Earth observation. Under this consortium, diverse members from industry, academia, and government collaborate in making policy recommendations in the field of satellite Earth observation in Japan, with the view to encouraging non-space industry players to enter the market and developing businesses into a growth industry of Japan. The consortium aspires to contribute to addressing global issues and national security through satellite Earth observation. To explore the lunar surface covered with powdery sand, regolith, traction control is important technology for rovers. Applying the technology originally developed for electric vehicles on ground into a rover research model, we conduct various field tests and validate its effectiveness. The knowledge obtained through this activity contributes to the development of future lunar rovers. JAXA studies a high-speed helicopter capable of flying twice as fast as conventional rotorcraft at a speed of 500 kilometers per hour. We conducted a flight test for an optimal high-mu rotor designed for high-speed forward flight on a 1/7 scale model helicopter. Data on forward flight performance were obtained at incrementally increased forward speeds. At 7:49 a.m. on Friday, October 7th, the Crew Dragon spacecraft carrying astronaut WAKATA Koichi docked with the International Space Station, ISS, marking the start of his long-term mission at the ISS. On Friday, October 14th, he appeared in an on-orbit press conference and delivered various messages from the Japanese experiment module, Kibo. JAXA launched Epsilon 6 with its payload composed of innovative satellite technology demonstration 3 on October 12th from the Uchinoura Space Center. We observed that the vehicle's flight altitude was deviating from the target and determined that it would be unable to enter the Earth's orbit as planned. Then, at 9:57:11, we sent a command destruct signal, effecting a failed launch. We have set up a special task force headed by President Yamakawa and started investigations to find out the cause. JAXA Space Education Center held a space education symposium using space and aviation as educational material to nurture children with a mind of curiosity, adventure, and craftsmanship based on the importance of life. The symposium featured a report on the center's activities related to space education, including programs conducted in and outside Japan and those focused on programming. The visitors were informed of the center's space education-related endeavors and took part in hands-on activities. The center aims to broaden the network of space education by offering learning opportunities to all the people who desire to learn more about aerospace topics. Large-capacity storage battery equipment and wind power generation equipment were installed at Misasa Deep Space Station as the station's emergency power supply system. This system ensures the stable operation of the station for a certain duration of time, even during power outages. The wind power generation equipment will also supply electricity to sustain minimum necessary functions of the station in case the office is isolated due to heavy snow and other conditions. On Saturday, November 12th, a special open house event was held at Tsukuba Space Center for the first time in 3 years. The event featured experience-based games, special exhibitions, lectures by JAXA staff, and other programs, offering opportunities for exchange with visitors. NASA's Artemis 1, carrying JAXA CubeSats OMOTENASHI and EQUULEUS, was launched from the NASA Kennedy Space Center on November 16th. JAXA was unable to establish communication with OMOTENASHI after its separation from the rocket, and it was determined that the lunar landing maneuver operation required for landing on the Moon would be unable to be performed. EQUULEUS has been confirmed to be in the planned orbit towards the second Earth-Moon Lagrange point. On January 13, 2023, in the presence of Prime Minister Kishida visiting NASA headquarters, Mr. Hayashi, Minister for Foreign Affairs of Japan, and the Honorable Antony Blinken, Secretary of State of the U.S., signed the framework agreement between Japan and the United States of America for cooperation in the exploration and use of outer space. Dr. Yamakawa, President of JAXA, and astronaut Hoshide also had the opportunity to witness this ceremony. JAXA astronaut WAKATA Koichi conducted his first extravehicular activity. Working with NASA astronaut Nicole Mann, he engaged in the installation of mounting platforms for new solar arrays. After 2 rounds of the activity that totaled about 14 hours, they successfully completed the task. JAXA, which has been assessing applications since April, announced the selection of the 2 applicants listed here as JAXA astronaut candidates. The 2 will soon commence a training program lasting approximately 2 years. Subject to an evaluation of their progress during training, 2 candidates will be officially recognized as JAXA astronauts. JAXA launched the first H-3 launch vehicle, H-3TF-1, carrying the Advanced Land Observing Satellite Daiichi-3, ALOS-3, on March 7, 2023, from the Tanegashima Space Center. However, the second stage engine failed to ignite, and we determined that it would be unable to enter the Earth's orbit as planned. Then we sent a command destruct signal, effecting a failed launch. We have set up a special task force and started investigations to find out the cause. On March 12, 2023, JAXA astronaut WAKATA Koichi on the SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft, Crew 5, safely returned to Earth off the coast of Tampa, Florida, USA, after completing his long-term mission on ISS.